Hey everybody, welcome to Just Give Me the Mic. I am your girl CoCo. We got a hot show lined up for you tonight. We got Sean Felder in the building from XS Energy Drink. We have artists from John Do Management in the building. We have Valentine in the building. Valentine. I feel like singing that, but I'm not. He's in the building. He has the Faces of Hip Hop, the Renaissance. He's in the building to talk about his project, and he's also going to do a little rhyme for y'all, so stay tuned for that. And we have Bridget Scott in the building, phenomenal upcoming singer, so check her out. Make sure you support. And like I said, we got a great show, and we'll be right back, y'all. Don't go nowhere.
This project is called Faces of Hip Hop. What I did was I took every face of every artist that I've ever known since hip hop began, and I put it all on one portrait. I wanted to create a portrait of this particular way of life that we call hip hop that began in the 1970s. And, you know, up to date, hip hop is still very significant in our society. As you can see, some of the faces are bigger than others. I put the rappers that I felt were most lyrical, you know, in my walk with hip hop. The ones that I felt were, you know, most relevant as far as crossing the bridge from old school to new. You see Dr. Dre is in that corner. You got Rakim right there, KRS-One right there, and in the corner over there, that's Public Enemy, that's Chuck D. And you got Kumo D, it's another big face. LL Cool J is in the middle, because his longevity is outstanding. As far as I'm concerned, you got Big Daddy Kane over there. Over here, you got Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Africa Bambaataa, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. As you can see, Kool Herc, I put Kool Herc in the middle because he's the founder of hip hop. I got him in the middle, and as you can see, everyone else is surrounding him. Down here, I put Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh. Over here, you got Curtis Blow and Biz Markie. Coming around over here, I put Heavy D and the boys over here. Heavy D has a big face. The Lost Boys over here. Aside from the rappers, again, I also incorporated executives that were very relevant, very significant in this game of hip hop. Chris Lighty. I put Kevin Lyles there. Also, you'll see Rick Rubin, Kimora Lee Simmons here, Leo Cohen, Russell Simmons. Of course, that's Run DMC there. And I put old school in the core of the project. Over here, you see the Cold Crush Brothers. On this end, you see the Funky 4+1. Coming down here, you see the Fantastic Five of Grand Wizard Theodore. I felt that this project makes makes a significant, a strong statement in the world of hip hop. You know, I just want to create something that, or rather everybody can see a portrait with everyone in it. Because you see a lot of pictures, you see a lot of portraits, you know, with different artists. You know, a lot of artists had beefs, you know, but with one another. But my feeling is that we all incorporated this way of life into our own being. Again, I named it Faces of Hip Hop. The second half of the name is called the Renaissance, because that's exactly what this was. This was a movement. This just wasn't something that just popped up and was here to play with. You know, hip hop is a movement. It was and it still is. Down here, going toward the end of the completion, I put, a lot of the newer artists here. You see Young Money, Cash Money over here, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Drake. Down here, Lil Jon. Of course, I had to put Criss Cross there. We can't forget them. Got the Roots in there. VA, you got Timberland, Missy, Outkast over here. You see Luke, Trina, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross over here. And I even got Vanilla Ice down here. Another significant thing about this project is that this is the largest portrait ever created in color pencil. It's roughly about 20 feet long, and I would say about 7 feet wide. It makes a strong statement in hip hop because you have everyone from old school to new that I could possibly think of incorporated into this project. I would like to sell it. So wherever the interest lies, you can give me a call at 347-369-1906. 347-369-1906. That's Faces of Hip Hop, the Renaissance.
Back with the second half of the show. I'm sitting here with Louis Valentine. He is the founder, the creator of the Faces of Hip Hop, which is a great movement called the Renaissance that's going on. Major project this man has done for many years. When did you start? Like 2005 you started drawing this artwork?
Yeah, the piece it began in 2005.
Okay.
With one 16 by 20 piece sheet of paper with a couple color pencils.
So give them a little bit of background. Like, how did it become? How did you get started with it, and how did the idea come about?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm from the Bronx, and I grew up in a neighborhood where hip hop started.
Yes, right? The birthplace, right?
And in the beginning, it was like everybody was b-boying, breaking, and stuff like that. But there were groups. You know, there were groups that used to have these jams.
Yes.
You know, like I lived around the corner from a place called the PAL.
Oh, okay.
You know, on Webster Avenue. And I used to go there with, you know, my little comrades. And, you know, to the jams.
I used to B-boy, used to do your thing back then?
Yeah, I was breaking. I was a B-boy. Okay. I was a B-boy at first. And, you know, we used to go to these jams and watch other groups perform. You know, Cold Crush Brothers, Funky 4+1. Treacherous 3,
the legends. You saw the
Grandmaster
legends
Flash, Furious 5,
right?
Cool Herculoids, you know, and you know, I was inspired. I wanted to be in it. So, but from breaking it went into rapping, or rather MCing.
People went through that phase, the dancing phase.
Yeah,
you know, you're like, okay, I could do that. I could MC. I could rock the mic. I could do something, right?
Yeah, it's like you elevate a little bit. You learn more. You know, you start being involved more in the hip-hop culture, you know, and, you know, you branch out. You want to do more things. I was inspired by the performers, you know, and how they used to, you know, just MC and control the crowd and have everybody dancing, you know, commanding all this attention.
I can see this man in the mix.
I wanted to be in it. I wanted to be in it, so that was a long time ago. But then, you know, life.
That's kind of like during the whole explosion. It was like hip-hop was becoming popular. It was branching out everywhere. People wasn't quite sure where it was going, it was, but we all kind of enjoyed it, right? We didn't know rap was going to be so popular like it became after all these years. They didn't know if it was a fad or what. So you was there in the beginning. You got to witness it, and it inspired you, right? Okay.
Right. It was a culture. It was, you know, a certain way to walk, a certain way to dress, you know, and it was, you know, at the time only recognizable to those who were also within the culture, you know.
Right.
It's like a way of life, a lifestyle, you know, so.
So at some point, did you want to become an artist? You wanted to?
I didn't realize, and it's funny too, because I didn't realize, you know, that art was going to happen, you know, at the magnitude that it did later on.
But look how the graffiti was. Graffiti was very popular.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you couldn't even get on a train or anything without seeing graffiti everywhere. So it was kind of booming along with the other elements of hip-hop as well, you know?
Yeah, I didn't get into graffiti too much.
No.
You know, nah.
Yeah, that was a different type of expression.
Right.
You know?
Right. So, and then, you know, that was then, a long time ago, and life happened.
Life happened. So you was going to be signed at one point. You had a couple of deals, right?
This was like years later.
Yeah. Oh, it was years later that happened.
Years later.
Okay.
You know, came across some good people, you know, plugged me into other people. You know, I was in the studio trying to put some music together.
You was.
And all that.
You was a solo artist, or you had a group?
Yeah, I was a solo.
Okay.
Always solo. But then life happened again.
Life kept happening.
Yeah, life kept happening.
Life kept happening.
So,
Okay.
You know, none of that ever materialized.
Okay.
You know, like I almost signed a couple of, you know,
Like Def Jam, Motown, a couple of people. Yeah.
I was in the office one day with Leo Cohen, and back then it was cassette tapes. This was like like,
that was a while ago.
Yeah, so I popped my tape in, and he heard my rapping on the on the cassette with the beat, and he was kind of astonished, and he wanted to know if that was really me. So he asked me to rap along with it. So I did that, but again, life happened. That never fell through. So that was like one of my windows.
Okay.
You know, that I missed.
All right. So then, how did this project come about? Because those two other avenues didn't. Well, we can't say. I don't know if you wanted to be a professional b-boy, but
No.
I don't know. It
No.
was it because the MCing didn't take off like you wanted to, and you always had the artistry.
Right.
The
This
gift for that?
came about. You know, I was in another place, another time, someplace, you know,
Far away.
I had nothing but time on my hands. You know? So I just decided one day to draw a picture of my favorite rappers.
Oh.
At the time, it was Rakim, Biggie, Jay-Z, Big Pun, Tupac, and Nas.
The greats.
Right?
So
Yeah,
the greats,
and
right.
Eminem.
And Eminem too.
Right, all in this
Okay.
one piece. So I'm doing this piece, and it came out real nice. And so guys was coming over asking me, so what about this one? What about that one? What about KRS-One? What about G-Unit?
Throwing
You know,
more
so I
in,
added
more and
another
more
piece.
in, yeah.
Added another piece before you know it, I had like a whole row done.
Wow.
So when I looked at the first row, kind of like a light bulb went off in my head. You know, because, I mean, before then I would see other portraits by other artists of, you know, hip-hop artists and stuff, but
nothing
yeah,
as
like I wouldn't
collective.
see, like I would see Ja Rule, but I wouldn't see, you know, Murder Inc. Or I would see Method Man, and I wouldn't see the rest of you know, the Wu-Tang. So when it faces to hip-hop, the Renaissance, you see the whole Murder Inc. You see the entire Def Jam. You see the entire Wu-Tang. You know, everybody in their crew.
So why was that important to you to include everybody? You thought it
I
was
just wanted to
not
be-
just your favorite, like you pick your favorite, but you would also pick like the whole team that ran with them.
Yeah. I just, because once I got the idea to do the entire project, like it was a vision, like immediately, you know, when it began, and I just, you know, I'm the type to do something to really do it.
Okay.
So I just kind of felt like I just wanted to be colossal. Like,
It
you know,
is.
yeah.
It
I just
is.
wanted to kind of do something that nobody else did, and I felt like that, like it was my shot, like it was almost my time, you know, to do something, to make a statement saying that I was here, because that didn't happen. That didn't happen with the breaking. That didn't happen with the MCing. So, you know, as I got older, you know, you get older, you start feeling the years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look back at your accomplishments, your failures, and, you know, mine, one side was outweighing the other. So I just felt like,
You're like, how am I going to flip this?
Yeah.
Like, I was here, I have something to say, I have a point I want to make, you know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, so it was kind of, you know, and it was a blackout from there, you know, over a period of like 7 years.
Wow. That's a long time. That's a lot of patience. That's a lot of detail. I mean, this could be like a never-ending project. You know what I mean? Because there's always artists that you can add. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a lot of artists that are not in the project. Actually, I tried to put as much artists in there as I could, and not just rappers. You know, like you have executives in the project.
That's right. Like you have Chris Lighty,
right?
A couple
Kevin
of people.
Lyles,
Yeah,
Leo
Kevin, yeah.
Cohen, Russell Simmons, and then you got producers. You got DJ Drama, DJ Nuff, DJ Envy, Just Blaze, and then I got a director in there, Benny Boom.
Oh, you do?
But yeah, and like more or less anything that anybody that had anything to do.
Someone that had that was relevant and influential in the whole culture. You wanted to include them
as
in
much
your
as
project.
I can think of.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then at the same time, I wasn't coming across certain pictures, so I was just trying to fit as many in as I could.
Okay.
You know.
So now it's a couple of years later. You got this huge project. Now, what is it now? I know you have John Doe. You're under John Doe management. Big shout out to Tanya John Doe.
Shout out to John Doe.
You know, and I know y'all have major goals coming up because you would like to sell this portrait,
right. I mean, ultimately,
that's the goal. You know. And what are some of the other plans?
Or even if we like, I would love to see it in the museum. You know, we got some things in the works with, the Universal Hip Hop Museum. I don't want to say too much about that, but
that would be nice.
But working with this other big production company where we supposed to be doing, some documentary work. A lot of footage.
Nice.
Some more interviews, some more events coming up.
Nice.
Because this project is a statement. It's a historical statement. I think
so what do you what do you want to tell people about this? I know you gave the background of it, but what does it really mean if you had to put it into a couple of words? What does it really mean to you, and how do you feel your personal take on how it should be placed in hip hop or how it should represent the whole movement?
Faces of hip hop, the Renaissance should be represented, or rather looked at as just what I said, as a statement, a historical statement, because you can look on the portrait and look at any one of the groups or any one of the individual artists, and whether they're old school or middle generation hip hop or present, and it'll take you back to a time where their music was playing.
Right.
So I just basically wanted to make a statement, not only saying that I was here, but for everyone to be able to look at this portrait and so it can remind you, or rather keep you in tune with who you are and who you came from. Because hip hop played a part in all of our lives at some point or another, whether you was involved in the culture or the lifestyle or not. I'm sure you had a niece, a daughter, a nephew, a brother, a sister, somebody was connected
you knew
to
was
it
a
somehow,
part of this, right?
So.
Okay. All right, so you have that. Now, 2016, like you said, you have a couple of deals you're working on. How hard is it to, because this is great detail. I need to touch that, right? Touch upon that. How long, like say, just to draw an average face from one of the artists, how much time does that take?
Yeah, one face,
each face. Take a couple of,
each face, first of all, it's over 375 faces on here.
Wow.
And
that's a lot.
It stands, this is a backdrop, so the original piece stands 15.5 feet tall and 9.5 feet wide.
Wow.
So each face is a life-size face, the life-size faces.
Wow.
And
that's phenomenal.
Each face took anywhere from 3 to 5 hours.
One face, y'all.
One face.
One face. That is something. And how do you draw? You use pencils, oil, paint?
Color.
How do you do it?
Color pencils.
Color pencils?
Prism.
Is that better to sketch? Do you recommend that?
It's just a particular medium. You have to be comfortable with, whatever your medium is. I also do pastel.
Okay.
Pastel on different surfaces like sand, velour,
So do you do individual paintings outside of your project? Do you have other projects you work on too?
Yeah, I do commission work,
All
you
right.
always, getting somebody who wants something done.
Okay, so that's good. That's definitely good.
That's decent.
Now, how can people find out more information about and go and check out and get more information about your project?
For more information about this project, Faces of Hip Hop, the Renaissance, you can contact Tanya John Doe, John Doe Artist Management. Another phone number, that email address, John Doe Artist Management.
John Doe Artist Management at gmail.com.
Phone number.
Okay. Yeah, so just write them, and you can write to her and find out
Yeah.
about it. Find out, you have any upcoming events or anything you want to tell them
Yeah,
about?
we got a showcase coming up in March
Okay.
at Bronx Heritage. Bronx Heritage Center.
Okay.
And that'll be an exclusive individual showcase of my work.
So you'll be bringing the project out in other works as well,
Yeah.
or it'll be mainly Faces of Hip
Yeah,
Hop?
other works as well.
Okay.
You know, so.
All right, and you also going to do something for us today on the show, right?
Oh.
He's gonna take us back, y'all, right? So when he was, doing his MCing and his rappers, y'all gonna see him do something live today on the show. But is there anything else that we missed? Anything else you want to tell us about in regards to the project? Sorry, y'all. We like.
Yeah, no. Well, look out for this project. Look out for it on apparel. We plan on having some apparel, some merchandise.
All right.
You know,
Clothing line.
clothing
all right.
line. You know, posters, calendars, cups.
Ooh, merchandising, y'all. That's what you do, right?
Booty socks.
I mean, you know how many ways you can merchandise this right
Yeah, this is
here?
a brand.
Like, this is, I mean, you could be
It's
paying
like-
your grandkids, could be
yeah.
paying your great-grands, could be
Yeah.
paying. This is really something.
Because it's an exclusive brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it comes from one piece.
Right.
But
I mean,
we're
you
branching
can
it out into different
pull
things.
out what you want in so many different. I mean, what is the feedback that you? I know you're getting some great responses from people in regards to when they see your work.
Everybody thinks it's amazing.
Right.
It's phenomenal. You know, I mean, it's the only one of its kind.
Right.
And it holds a record for being the largest portrait ever created in color pencil.
Wow.
So we got to contact.
How does it
Guinness for
stay?
that.
Like for so many years, it doesn't fade. You don't have to retouch it. And
No,
do
it was
anything?
sprayed. Yeah. I sprayed it to
See?
protect it.
There's a trick
So,
to it, right?
Yeah, so the protection will last, more about anywhere from 15 to 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, contact this man. I mean, the work is phenomenal. I've seen a lot of other pieces that he's done that's not even a part of this project that is incredible, incredible, incredible work. If you have family portraits, anything you want to do, your personal portrait, contact him because Facebook, right? You're on Facebook?
Facebook.
And also, make sure you go through management now. Go through the
Right.
right channel. Don't get
Right.
any other information you need as well. You can contact me. I'll make sure I reach out to Tanya John Doe and make sure that she, gets back to you. Give her the information. And we're here to support. Make sure you support the project. Come out to the Bronx Heritage and check them out. What date is that again?
That's March 11th.
March 11th. Come out and support that. That's Friday. Friday, March 11th. Make sure you come out and support that. We also have another artist coming up, Bridget Scott is coming up. She's also under Tanya John Doe management. So you're about to hear from her and see her sing as well. So thank you so much for joining us. I wish we had more time to talk more about it. Oh, we'll be right back, y'all. Here's Valentine and CoCo. We'll be right back.
Goes out to the pioneers. Here we go. This is the syndrome. My brain shine like chrome. My dome gets executed from circumference to Rome. I take a stance. One stance, I only get one chance. Control the block when I rain or sun dance. The dance like you did. The flow on my land. The left hook for slander. Band the propaganda. Hand pamphlet to you for school of hard knocks. Take it to your brain in my quest to black rain. I be the shit like they can hit in the process. So request the test. Everybody just God bless the child with the style. Styles upon styles. Check the files. The rhyme I go for miles and miles and miles. Davis, you a crave this and start to run amok about the way that she erupts. So pass the cups and everybody get lifted. We pulling up skirts when the gears get shifted or twisted. My flow is like a number unlisted. Freaky boogie down, style come at you like Chris did. And keep the double lock on your lid. Put the mental strain to pain up in your temple like a bed. I slid to higher levels to go deeper in depth. Now you can sink into the moment, don't evade the concept. You slept on the felony, thought I was misdemeanor. You wanna try the case, nigga, hit me with the subpoena. I stack with discipline while I'm in the lag nothing. The roughly coming at move faking to be bluffing. I'm once in a lifetime, living a trife time. But keep the head above the water though it gets deeper. Never will the flow elude the levels of the talents. Have your mind in suspension like malice. Toot your horn and ring your bell. Toot your horn and ring your bell.
Hope y'all enjoyed the show, y'all. It was a hot show. Big shout out to my guest, Sean Felder, Bridget Scott, and Louis Valentine. A big shout out to John Do Management. We had a great show tonight. And, you know, catch us, BronxNet Channel 68, Wednesdays at midnight. And check us out on YouTube. We got 2 YouTube channels also going on. You did a good job, Louis. My man, yo, the music, we was trying to rock out of here. We did it. Faces of Hip Hop, y'all. The Renaissance. Just give me the mic. Y'all know the logo. Check us out. Support the artists. They out here doing their thing. And good night, y'all. See y'all next week.